Claire, will you marry me?
Yes. I will marry you. Yes. 1,000,000 times yes. It's beautiful.
Welcome back, everyone. If you watched part 1, then you already know Claire's story hasn't been an easy one. If you haven't, kindly go and watch it first, before you join us in this one. She married the wrong man once. Then she married the wrong man again. Not because she was foolish. Not because she didn't love God. But because sometimes the people we choose are speaking to our wounds more than our wisdom. Now the question is, can a woman who has gotten it wrong twice still find the right kind of love? Can Claire finally find a man who doesn't just choose her, but truly understands her? A man who complements her heart, her values, and the woman she's becoming? Or has life already written the ending of her story? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out. Before we jump in, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Drop your city or country in the comments so we can connect. And if you've ever had to start over after disappointment, heartbreak, or a season that didn't go the way you planned, let me know that too. Now go ahead and grab your coffee, your tea, or your favorite snack. Get comfortable. Because Claire's story is far from over. And sometimes the most beautiful chapters come after the ones that nearly break us. Let's continue. Claire and David separated when she was in her mid-30s. It was not explosive. No slammed doors. No screaming matches. No dramatic betrayal waiting at the end. In some ways, that made it harder. Because there was no villain. No obvious person to blame. Just two tired people sitting across from each other at a kitchen table they had once chosen together. A table that had witnessed birthday dinners, hard conversations, prayers before meals, and all the small ordinary moments that make up a marriage. Now it was witnessing the end of one. David stared at his hands for a long time before he finally spoke. "I don't know how to be present," he said quietly. Claire didn't answer. She already knew. He swallowed hard. "I don't know how to stop performing." The words seemed to cost him something. "I've spent my whole life trying to be who everyone needed me to be. And now I don't even know who I am when nobody's looking." Claire felt tears gather in her eyes. Not because she disagreed. Because she understood. Maybe better than he did. "I know," she whispered. Then after a long silence she added, "And I don't know how to stop looking for myself inside other people." Neither of them spoke for a while. Eventually they cried. Eventually they hugged. Eventually they accepted what both of them had known for a long time. Love had brought them together. But healing would have to happen apart. And so they let each other go. The next 2 years changed her life. Not all at once. Not dramatically. Slowly. The way winter becomes spring. The way sunrise arrives. So gradually you almost miss it. At first there was grief. Not just grief for David. Grief for herself. Grief for the years she had spent searching for something she couldn't quite name. Grief for the girl who believed that being chosen would heal her. Some nights she sat on the floor of her apartment with Solomon sleeping beside her and cried until she had no tears left. Some nights she didn't cry at all. She just stared at the ceiling and wondered how she had ended up here. Twice divorced. Older than she expected to be. Living a life she never imagined. Those were the hardest nights. Because nobody sees those nights. Nobody applauds them. Nobody posts them online. But those nights were where the real work began. She went back to therapy. Every week. Even when she didn't feel like talking. Even when she was tired. Even when she thought she was fine. Especially then. She started keeping a journal. An honesty journal. Not a journal full of polished prayers and spiritual-sounding answers. A journal where she told the truth. The ugly truth. The uncomfortable truth. The truth she had spent years avoiding. One night she wrote, "I have been afraid of being alone for most of my life." Another night, "I confused chemistry with compatibility." And another, "I spent years praying for God to send me someone while avoiding the work God wanted to do in me." That one made her close the notebook and stare at the wall for a while. Because she knew it was true. Months turned into a year. Then another. And slowly something unexpected happened. Claire stopped waiting. Not intentionally. It just happened. She stopped checking the room whenever she entered a church event. Stopped wondering if every new man she met might be the one. Stopped calculating timelines. Stopped asking God when. At some point she realized she had gone nearly a month without thinking about marriage. A month. The younger version of her would have thought that was impossible. But her life had become full. Not perfect. Full. There is a difference. She had friends she loved. A church community that knew her. Children who ran to hug her every Sunday morning in the children's ministry. A dog who acted like she was the greatest person on earth. She laughed more. Slept better. Prayed differently. The desperation was gone. In its place was something quieter. Trust. One evening she sat alone on her apartment balcony watching the sunset. The city hummed below her. Cars moving. People rushing. Life continuing. A few years earlier she would have called that moment loneliness. Now she called it peace. And that was when she realized something. If she never got married again, she would be okay. Not thrilled. Not devastated. Just okay. The realization startled her. Because for the first time in her life she wasn't waiting for her life to begin. She was already living it. And that is exactly why she almost missed James. Because when James appeared, she wasn't looking for him. She met him completely by accident. Or at least it felt like an accident. One Saturday afternoon her friend Melissa convinced her to stay after a church community event. Claire almost left early. She was tired. Her social battery was gone. She had groceries to buy and laundry waiting at home. But Melissa insisted. Stay for 20 minutes. Claire rolled her eyes. 20 minutes. 20. So she stayed. And that decision changed everything. Not immediately. Not dramatically. But quietly. The way most life-changing things do. She noticed him because he was helping stack chairs. Not leading the event. Not on stage. Not drawing attention to himself. Just stacking chairs. One at a time. As though nobody was watching. Which, of course, nobody was. Except Claire. Years later she would laugh when people asked how they met. Because there was no grand story. No lightning bolt. No cinematic moment. No music playing in the background. Just a tired woman who almost went home early. And a man stacking chairs. And somehow, that was enough. The first conversation lasted less than 5 minutes. The second lasted 10. The third lasted nearly an hour. Claire wasn't sure when she started looking forward to seeing him. Only that one day she realized she was. It happened gradually. The way most important things happen. A conversation after church. A shared joke at a community event. Running into each other at the grocery store and somehow ending up talking beside the produce section for 20 minutes. You know, James said one afternoon, holding up 2 nearly identical avocados, I have absolutely no idea how to tell if these are ripe. Claire laughed. You've made it this far in life and never learned? No. You work in healthcare. I know. And you save children's lives. Apparently that's easier than buying fruit. James said. She laughed harder than the joke deserved. And for some reason, he looked pleased about that. A few weeks later he asked her to coffee. Not dramatically. Not nervously. Just simply. The way he seemed to do everything. Would you like to grab coffee sometime? And because she genuinely wanted to. She said yes. No butterflies. No fireworks. No feeling that the universe had suddenly aligned. Just yes. A calm yes. A peaceful yes. A yes that felt surprisingly grown up. The date lasted 2.5 hours. Neither of them noticed. 1 minute they were ordering drinks. The next minute the staff was stacking chairs. Claire drove home afterward and sat in her car for a while. Thinking. Not obsessing. Not analyzing. Just thinking. And eventually she realized what felt different. James listened. Really listened. Not the way people listen while waiting for their turn to speak. Not the way people listen while deciding how impressive your answer is. He listened because he genuinely wanted to know. And somehow that felt rare. Over the next few months they saw each other often. Nothing dramatic. No sweeping romance. No grand gestures. Just consistency. James called when he said he would call. Arrived when he said he would arrive. Remembered things she told him. Small things. The kind of things people only remember when they care. One day she casually mentioned a book she loved as a child. 3 weeks later he found a copy at a thrift store. Another day she mentioned her grandmother's peach cobbler. The next month he showed up with a recipe he'd spent 2 weekends trying to recreate. It isn't as good as your grandmother's, he admitted. Nobody's is. Claire smiled. The cobbler was terrible. She ate every bite. What surprised her most wasn't how much she liked him. It was how safe she felt around him. Safe enough to be quiet. Safe enough to disagree. Safe enough to have bad days. Safe enough to not be impressive. For most of her life, love had felt like something she needed to earn. With James, it felt like something she could rest inside. One evening they sat on a park bench after dinner. The sky was turning orange. Families walked past. Dogs barked in the distance. Neither of them spoke for a while. Then James said, "Can I ask you something?" Claire nodded. "What have the last few years taught you?" She looked at him. Not because it was a difficult question. Because nobody had ever asked it. People asked what happened. People asked who hurt her. People asked why her marriages ended. Nobody asked what she learned. She thought for a long time. Then finally she answered. "I learned that I spent most of my life trying to be chosen." James listened quietly. "I thought if someone loved me enough, it would fix whatever felt broken inside." She swallowed. "It didn't." He nodded. Not because he was agreeing. Because he understood. "And now?" he asked. Claire smiled softly. "Now I think God was trying to teach me that I was loved before anybody chose me." For a moment neither of them spoke. Then James smiled. "That sounds expensive." Claire laughed. It was. The best lessons usually are. She was beginning to love him. Not because he was exciting. Not because he was perfect. Not because he swept her off her feet. But because every time life gave her a reason to lean away, he remained exactly who he had always been. Steady. Present. Honest. The same man stacking chairs. The same man buying bad avocados. The same man sitting beside her now. And for the first time in her life, that felt like enough. More than enough. It felt like home. Time moved quietly after that. Not because nothing happened. Because the best parts of life rarely announce themselves. The relationship deepened. The trust deepened. The friendship deepened. And before either of them realized it, they had built something sturdy. Not perfect. Not exciting every day. Something better. Something that could carry weight. They sat together on the couch. Comfortable silence settling between them. The kind of silence that only exists when two people no longer feel the need to fill every moment with words. Then James spoke. "Can I tell you something?" Claire smiled. "You usually do." He smiled back. Then his expression softened. And suddenly she knew this conversation was different. "I've spent most of my life looking for big signs," he said. "The dramatic moments. The moments where everything feels obvious." Claire listened. "But the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that the most important things in my life never arrived dramatically." He looked at her. They arrived quietly. Something in her chest tightened. Just slightly. James reached into his pocket. And suddenly her heart knew what her mind was still catching up to. He held a small ring in his hand. Simple. Elegant. Completely unpretentious. Exactly the kind of ring Claire would choose. Which made sense. Because James had spent months paying attention. "Claire," he said softly. "I know your story. I know the beautiful parts. I know the painful parts. I know the chapters you wish had gone differently." His voice caught for a moment. Not because he was nervous. Because he meant it. "And I wouldn't erase any of them." Claire felt tears gathering. "I wouldn't erase them because they helped shape the woman sitting in front of me. The woman who knows how to be honest. The woman who knows how to stay. The woman who knows who she is." His eyes never left hers. "And I can't imagine walking through the rest of my life without her." By now the tears were falling. Quietly. Steadily. "Claire." He smiled. A little nervous now. A little emotional. Wonderfully human. "Will you marry me?" For a moment she couldn't answer. Not because she wasn't sure. Because she was. Completely sure. Years earlier she would have said yes because she was afraid of losing someone. Years earlier she would have said yes because she was desperate to be chosen. Years earlier she would have said yes because she thought marriage would complete her. This was different. She wasn't saying yes because she needed James. She was saying yes because she knew him. And because he knew her. Finally she laughed through her tears. She shook her head. Then laughed again. Yes. Still crying. Still laughing. 1,000 times yes. Several months later she stood at the back of another church aisle. White dress. Flowers in her hands. Family and friends filling the seats. Her father standing beside her. Older now. A little slower. A little grayer. But still her father. As the music played, he looked over at her. And for a moment neither of them spoke. Then he smiled. The soft smile of a father remembering every version of his daughter at once. The little girl. The teenager. The young woman. And the woman standing beside him now. "You know him?" he asked quietly. The same question. The question he had asked years before. The question that mattered more than all the others. Claire felt emotion rise in her throat. But this time her answer came easily. Not because she was certain of the future. Nobody ever is. Because she was certain of the man. "Yes, Daddy." Her voice trembled. But not from fear. Not the feeling of him. She smiled through tears. Him. Her father closed his eyes for a moment. As though a prayer he had carried for years had finally been answered. Then he squeezed her hand. And together they walked forward. Toward James. Toward a future neither of them could fully see. But one they were finally ready for. And when James looked at her waiting at the end of that aisle, Claire understood something she had spent years searching for. Love was never supposed to rescue her. Love was never supposed to complete her. Love was never supposed to become her identity. Love was supposed to be shared between two people who already knew who they were. And for the first time in her life, she did. The girl who once chased certainty had become a woman who understood trust. The woman who once feared being alone had learned how to stand on her own feet. The woman who once confused longing with direction had finally learned the difference. And maybe that was the real miracle. And yes, she and James built a beautiful life together. Not a perfect life. No marriages. But a good one. A steady one. A life filled with laughter and ordinary Tuesdays and prayers over dinner and long walks and difficult conversations and the quiet comfort of knowing someone deeply. The kind of love she had spent years looking for in the wrong places. The kind that doesn't shout. The kind that stays. And if Claire could leave you with one thing, it would be this. Do not rush the chapters you wish were shorter. The wilderness has a purpose. The waiting has a purpose. The healing has a purpose. Because sometimes God is not preparing the person you're praying for. Sometimes He is preparing you. And that's where we'll leave today's story. If this story touched your heart in any way, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever gone through a season that didn't make sense at the time, only to realize later that it was preparing you for something greater? Let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed spending this time with me, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss a new story when it's uploaded. We have many more powerful, emotional, and inspiring stories coming your way. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Thank you for being part of this community. And wherever you are in the world today, I hope you remember this. Some chapters take longer than we expect. Some answers arrive later than we planned. But that doesn't mean the story is over. Take care of yourself. Stay encouraged. And I'll see you in the next story.